I'm Jessica, and this is Daebak K-Rambles, where a couple of friends review Korean dramas, and we're back for season 4! Yay! I'm so excited to be here and to start it off with a bang. I have with me today Lola from the Lola Pops Off About K-Dramas podcast. How are you, Lola?
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. Slightly nervous, but super excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited for you to be here. We've been talking on the socials for a few months now. You are such a great resource, such a great friend on there. And I've been wanting to have you on the podcast for a long time, but we were on hiatus. You know how it goes. So now that season 4 is kicking off, I was like, Lola, you have to come on. And in case people don't know, I know. In case people aren't familiar with your podcast or with you, why don't you give us a little bit of your taste in K-dramas?
So I think I should start with my first K-drama because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of my faves and like my kind of taste in K-drama. So I would say I'm very basic. I started with Coffee Prince, 2007, and that would also be my favorite K-drama still to this day. But if I want to be a little less basic, I would say some other dramas that kind of I can think off the top of my head that I absolutely adore and love would be things like Healer, City Hunter, Valid Love. I don't know if anyone ever has even seen that one. I also love Because This Is My First Life, things like Heartless City, recent years, The Devil Judge, and My Liberation Notes. So yeah, that's just to name a few. But that's kind of like my general faves in that area. And that kind of touches on, I think, my favorite genres or genres that I enjoy. I really enjoy slice of life and also action romance, if you can even call it that. And recently I've been getting into legal or law dramas, which is lucky for me because they're the new medical dramas in this day and age in drama land, and we get a new one every week. So it's been fun with that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think we have very similar taste in K-dramas. Like the ones that you were listing off, especially the oldies, I was like, girl, those are like City Hunter. Girl, I was obsessed with City Hunter.
Obsessed.
Back in the day.
City Hunter for me was one of the dramas where I did not wait for the subtitles to come out. I was watching it like raw, no subs. Oh. That's how obsessed I was with City Hunter.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, some of the other ones that you mentioned, like Coffee Prince and Healer, are on the docket for season 4 because I vowed that I was going to cover more older K-dramas pre-2015. People talking about I don't watch K-dramas pre-2015. And I was like, what?
No.
Exactly.
You got to go back. You got to throw it back.
Yeah.
You got to throw it back. Absolutely.
So we're here and we're going to cover a drama that is pre-2015 for all you people out there who swear they don't want to watch anything older. So with that being said, thank you so much for detailing your taste in K-dramas, your favorite genres, and your first drama, Coffee Prince. Wow. A lot of people's first dramas was Coffee Prince.
I was like a little basic, but hey.
No, not really. I mean, I think now if you find someone who their first drama was Coffee Prince, you're like, oh, you're like a K-drama veteran. Like you've been in the game a really long time.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn. All right, so let's get some housekeeping out of the way. If this is your first time listening, thank you so much for pressing play and go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That goes such a long way for us and for other people to discover our podcast too. Come and check us out on social media to stay up to date on everything that we do here, our latest episodes and reviews. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Daebak Pod. And lastly, if you're a fan, the best way to support the show is to become a patron. It's such a great way for you to get involved and get extra content for as little as like $2 a month, guys. Like it's nothing. You can check out the page on patreon.com/alwayscriticpod. And thank you to our patrons, Janet, Curtis, Bales, Cindy, CD, and Grace. Love you guys. You guys are wonderful. And without further ado, we're going to get going on My Love from the Star. So I'll read the Asian wiki synopsis. It reads, though Min-joon is an alien who landed on Earth 400 years ago during the Joseon Dynasty period. Though Min-joon possesses a near-perfect appearance and enhanced physical abilities involving his vision, hearing, and speed. This show aired from December 2013 to February 2014. It is 21 episodes long. By popular demand, they extended it by an episode.
Mm-hmm.
It is directed by, I know, it's directed by two male directors, Jang Tae-yu, and he's directed things like Lovers of the Red Sky from 2021 and Hyena from 2020. He doesn't have as much activity on his resume as Oh Chung-hwan, his co-director. Oh Chung-hwan has done things like Big Mouth from 2022 and Startup from 2020, Hotel Del Luna, a Hong Sisters drama from 2019, While You Were Sleeping from 2017, and Doctors from 2016. And if you have been around a little bit, or if you scroll back in your podcast feed, you will recognize that we have reviewed Startup and While You Were Sleeping. So I guess we stand Oh Chung-hwan dramas here on Daebak.
Can I jump in really quickly about the director Jang Tae-yu and Lovers in the Red Sky? Man, did you watch that one?
No, I didn't. It's with oh my god, the guy from Business Proposal.
Yes, and right? Yes, it's with him, and I could not get it down. It was I dropped it after 8 episodes. So, I mean, it wasn't the best. I'm going to be honest. So the fact that he did Hyena and not much else, I'm like, well, there's probably a reason for that. Not to be rude. I'm just saying.
You're killing me though, because I thought you were going to come in and be like, oh, it's so good. I loved Lovers of the Red Sky. And you're like, no.
But because you were talking about standing, Oh Chung-hwan. And I was like, okay, stand him. Maybe not so much Jang Tae-yu.
Yeah, like honestly, he doesn't have much on his resume as compared to Oh Chung-hwan. He really kind of dropped off after this show. After My Love from the Star, he was kind of inactive until recently. And I don't know, like I guess Lovers of the Red Sky didn't hit like it was supposed to.
It didn't hit at all.
For some people. I think other people
did. Of course. Some people enjoyed it. I know, but I couldn't get it down. I know. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it.
All right. It's all right. Not everything is for everyone. It's okay. Yes. So this show was written by Park Ji-eun, who is a female screenwriter. She wrote this little show. I don't know if you've heard of it. Crash Landing on You.
Yeah, that little one.
I don't know if you've heard of it,
I've heard of that one. I think I have.
Yeah, so she wrote Crash Landing on You, which we also have a full review on from back in season 1 on Daebak. And then she's also written The Legend of the Blue Sea from 2016-2017, also starring Ji-eun. And she's written The Producers from 2015, also with Kim Soo-hyun. So they kind of liked her work after My Love from the Start because they went with her screenplays again.
Yes.
After the show aired. And then she's also done Queen of Reversals from 2010. I always like to shout out that show.
So
have you seen any of her stuff besides Crash Landing? I mean, obviously.
Yes, I've actually seen them all. I think I've seen Legend of the Blue Sea, The Producers, and Queen of Reversals. And I think I just was following more so the actors and, Soo-hyun and, Ji-eun. Like I was following them, I think, more than necessarily the writer. But yeah, I have watched these, and I have to say I enjoyed Crash Landing on You the best out of all of the ones that I've watched of hers, for sure.
So I gotta be honest, I never picked up The Producers. It was one of those shows where I was like, oh, I gotta watch that show, and then never got around to watching it.
It fell flat for me.
I started watching. It fell flat. Yeah, it was like about like PDs and entertainment, right?
Yeah, it was
and
cool.
IU
it was a
was
cool
in
concept.
it, and I was like,
yes. It was cool. They had a all-star cast.
So I was like, oh and then I never got around to it. But The Legend of the Blue Sea with Lee Min-ho and Gianna. So I started that show. I think I got like more than halfway through it, and then I dropped it because I didn't like. I was like, why am I watching this? I don't even like it. So I stopped watching that show.
It's so funny because I literally noted that for both Legend of the Blue Sea and the producers. I literally noted for myself, fell flat. Both of them fell flat.
Yeah.
I finished them, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle. It was a struggle to finish them. I will be honest.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Again, we have very similar K-drama tastes. All right. So for this cast, we have Ji-hyun, aka Gianna Jun, as Chun Sung-yi. She's done something like 12 movies, including Assassination from 2015, which is excellent. The Thieves from 2012, which is another classic. And My Sassy Girl from girl, I remember watching My Sassy Girl. The ending on that one is just like, oh my god!
I know. Such a good one. Okay.
I know. She is the sassy girl. She is the name. Like she is the name of the movie. Yeah. Yeah. And then she's also starred in Il Mare from 2000, which is the OG Lake House. Like if you've seen Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves in the Lake House, that's the remake of this movie from the year 2000, Il Mare, with her. She stars in it. And oh my gosh, have you seen that movie? That movie is a vibe.
I have never watched The Lake House, mind you. I didn't watch The Lake House, but I did watch Imare, and I did enjoy it. I thought it was beautiful to watch. Like I love the way it visually looked, just on the screen. And she's just so beautiful. That's one thing I just have to highlight about Cheon. I love her face on the screen. It's just every time I look at her, I'm like, her face. But yeah, okay. Either way, sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's so stunning, and she's been in the biz for like 20 something years. So people have seen her and grown up with her, love these movies that she's in. And of course, like I said, she's done some TV, including The Legend of the Blue Sea from 2016, 2017, as we said before. She was in Kingdom Ocean of the North. I don't know if you saw that. She was like amazing in that like spinoff
never watched
that Kingdom. They did.
I've never watched
No
Kingdom.
Kidding.
Never. And I tell you why. I'm not a big kind of like, isn't Kingdom zombies? Like
yeah, Kingdom is zombies. Yeah.
That's the only reason I've never watched it was because I was like a little baby and I was kind of nervous about watching zombies.
Well, she's badass in this spinoff that they did with her, and I really liked Ocean of the North. So definitely, maybe you don't need to watch the rest of the Kingdom series to watch her spinoff. Okay. It's not a full, I think it's just 1 or 2 episodes that she's in. It's not even like a full season.
Oh.
Amazing. And then she was also in Jiri-san from 2021. Did you end up watching? No.
No. I said I wanted to. I really, really wanted to. But for some reason, I was late starting it. And then I started to hear like rumblings about it, I think. And I didn't like the rumblings that I was hearing. So I kind of just like never went back to pick it up.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way where I was like, oh, it's this guy and Gianna together in a show. These are like old school K-drama and K-movie stars.
Yes.
And yeah, I think it sank. I don't think it swam. So
it's like, okay.
It's okay. Can't win them all.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. And then we also have her co-star is Kim Soo-hyun as Min-joon. This guy, I don't know where is he today? That's my main question, because he was in so much in the early 2010s. The 2010s were his time period. He dominated. Yes. He had like 4 movies, including he also starred in The Thieves with Gianna in 2012. He was in Secretly Greatly from 2013, in which he was a North Korean spy living in South Korea, and it was very funny, very
hilarious.
Sad.
Hilarious though, but
hilarious
also really
and
sad. Yes.
So I remember being like, ha, sobbing into my
I was
Cheerios the
sobbing.
next minute.
That
Why?
ending, now talk about an ending. I hated it. I was like, no. But yeah, it was good.
I
It was
know.
good.
I know.
It was good.
Yeah. So then he was in a lot of TV. Starting in 2011, he got his big break in Dream High, which we're covering on this season of Daebak as well. We're going to talk
That's gonna
about
be
Dream
fun.
High.
That's gonna be fun.
I know. And then, yes, so much fun. I can't wait to talk about Dream High. And then he followed that up with The Moon Embracing the Sun from 2012.
Did you watch
Have you
that one?
seen The Moon Embracing the Sun?
So yes,
Yeah, I've watched The Moon Embracing the Sun.
but I think I enjoy the younger cast so much more than the rest of the drama.
Oh, girl, that's a good point.
I
That's an
enjoyed them.
excellent point. So Moon Embracing the Sun has a large bit in the front end of it is with a younger version cast of the
Yes.
present day,
Yes.
like older versions of the characters.
Yes.
And they do such a freaking good job.
Amazing job. I was so invested with them.
Amazing.
It broke my heart to see them go. It broke my heart to see them leave.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I've rewatched The Moon Embracing the Sun, which is quite rare for me to rewatch a drama. I just loved it. I don't know, it like works for me. I love The Moon Embracing the Sun.
Yeah.
It's a saga historical drama for those who don't know. And then of course we already mentioned the producers from 2015. He had that crazy cameo in Crash Landing on You. That was his character from Secretly Greatly.
Yes. Oh, which was so cute.
Then I know, he was really funny. And the fact that some people didn't realize who that character was, they were just like, oh, it's Kim Soo-hyun, like cameoing. And you're like, no, the green jumpsuit, it's the guy from
from Secretly Greatly, guys. You remember?
Yes. Yeah. So then he followed Crash Landing on You cameo up with a banger, It's Okay to Not Be Okay from 2020.
So question. Okay, wait, before we go into banger, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Wasn't he also a standout cameo in Hotel de Luna at the end?
Yes, he was. He was the hotel director of like another hotel. Yeah.
So I always thought that was like, I really enjoy, I'm just going to say this, I really, really, really enjoy Hotel de Luna, and having his little cameo at the end was like, I don't know why, but it was just like a very memorable cameo moment, even though it's the very last couple seconds of that drama. It was just a very kind of like, Kim Soo-hyun! So yeah.
I know.
But it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can I admit something?
Yo, girl, anything.
It went over my head a little bit, as in I feel like I didn't take from it as much as I feel like I should have. And I think it was me just like in the time of my life that I was watching it, because you know how it is sometimes when you're like, sometimes you're in the mood to watch things and it's like turns out perfectly, and then sometimes when you're not in the mood to watch something, it doesn't hit the way that it should probably hit for you. And it's okay to not be okay for me. Like I feel like I have to go back and rewatch it because I don't have like these grand memories of it being like as great as I think it should be for me. So I got to go back. I got to go back.
Yeah. It's like if Tim Burton did a K-drama, it would be It's Okay to Not Be Okay. It's pretty good. I really liked it. I think that over the years, my estimations of it have kind of lowered. Ooh. And I can't imagine rewatching it either, which is, I mean, I don't know.
So I'm not trying to make it about that drama, but why did you think over time or over the years, I feel like it's kind of like your opinion of it hasn't, it's kind of going down a little bit?
I think it has to do with sort of like the melodrama of it. I don't know if it's necessarily aged well, because I think that her melodrama and her issues and the way that they set up her family and the final reveal of her family in the final like couple episodes or so, that feels very cheap to me versus his drama and his relationship with his brother who's autistic, and his role as a caregiver, and him like negating his own wants and needs throughout his entire life to in
Yes.
service of his brother, that is really juicy and heartbreaking to me. And then like, why would he love such a mean like girl? I don't know.
Well,
It's just
I
like
know. Okay, yeah.
over
Okay,
time I start questioning it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go on about it, but I was like,
Anyway,
I'm. Should I rewatch it then? Like, I don't know. Maybe it didn't hit for a reason the
I don't
first time
know.
around for a reason.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to discourage people from watching it because I really liked it, but you know, come talk to us. Like, we're the channels of communication are open if you want to talk to me or Lola about It's Okay to Not Be Okay,
Yeah.
because it's a major Kim Soo-hyun drama.
Huge.
And then he was in One Ordinary Day in 2021. I had no idea he was in a drama after It's Okay to Not Be Okay. So my question is, what is Kim Soo-hyun doing like day in and day out nowadays? Because I feel like he sort of dropped off after It's Okay to Not Be Okay, like post-pandemic, like where he been?
I don't know. And One
I don't know.
Ordinary Day, I didn't watch it, but that's only because I feel like I didn't have access to watch it. Like, it was one of those kind of, Korea only dramas on one of the, Korean app only kind of thing. And so I feel like it seemed like it was good. And I was like, I think I would have wanted to watch it, but I didn't have access to it. So I don't know. Maybe it didn't do as well as he probably wanted it to do. And maybe that's, he's been kind of quiet ever since. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so we have Kim Soo-hyun, and then we'll quickly go through some of the supporting cast here, and then we'll get into our general thoughts. So supporting, we have Park Hae-jin as Lee Hui-kyung, and he's been in a lot of stuff, but I feel like he hasn't had a major breakout performance that people are like, oh my god, it's this guy, and they can harken back to the show. Because he's been in stuff like Hot Blood, Doctor Stranger, Bad Guys, Cheese in the Trap, which was a whole nother conversation, Man to Man, Forest, From Now on Showtime, which is his most recent drama from 2022, and I heard really good things about it. What do you know Park Hae-jin from?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to talk probably extensively about him a little bit as when we get into the discussion of My Love from Another Star.
Yes.
But I absolutely adore him. I do. And I loved him in From Now On, It's Showtime. Oh my gosh. I love that drama. I loved it. It was so good. So highly recommend it. But I also, Cheese in the Trap. I don't want to talk about Cheese in the Trap because I'm like, we could get started on that and that can go into something else. But I definitely view him as an amazing actor. But like you said, I don't think he's had a moment to really, really shine, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll follow him up with Yuina as Yusemi, and she's been in like everything. Like, she's also a queen of like the 2010s. She's been in Secret Garden, The Greatest Love, Queen and Hyun's Man, aka Queen and I, You Are the Best, with IU and a host of other people in that daily or weekend drama with high episode count. She was Sunny in Guardian, the Lonely and Great God, aka Goblin, which we've also covered on the show if you want to scroll back in your podcast feed. She's been in Touch Your Heart from 2019, The Spies Who Loved Me from 2020, and of course, Snowdrop from 2021. So she's been steadily working in the post 2010s, and I really think that she's an underrated like actor and persona. How do you feel about Yusemi? I mean,
she's underrated. You think she's underrated? I think she's like a standout star to me. Like, I always have loved almost everything she's ever been in. So to me, she's so not underrated. She's one of like, when I think of actresses who I think can act with a kind of like a wall and just like be amazing. I think of you, and I love her. I adore her.
Yeah, I do too. I think that most people nowadays who are getting into K-drama and are sitting here going, I don't like pre-2015 dramas, don't know who Yuina is. Like, she's not necessarily top of mind.
True.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by she's underrated, because people just don't know. People will be like, oh, it's that girl from Snowdrop, or oh, I think I saw her in Touch Your Heart. I love Touch Your Heart, whatever. But like put some respect on her name. Like, that's fucking
Put some
Yuina. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Yes, put some
Yes.
respect to her name. Oh, she is queen. She is a queen. Stand out. Every time she's in something in her supporting roles, she's always been standout to me, even as a supporting actress. So, and which is funny because
Yes.
that's what she's playing in, from My Love from Another Star. So,
Supporting. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, to round out our supporting cast, we have Shin Sung-rok as Lee Ji-hyun, and he's been in about 8 movies and 19 TV shows, including Doctor Lawyer from 2022, Vagabond from 2019, and The Last Empress from 2018. Have you seen The Last Empress?
I have. What
Oh my
have
god.
you? Like, what are your thoughts on The Last
So what
Empress? Like,
happened?
what are your thoughts?
I
Real quick.
quickly, because he's our last like cast person, but The Last
Yes.
Empress, I had no idea that it was a high episode count, like 51 episode
Mm-hmm.
show, that it was basically like a
Mm-hmm.
weekend drama. I started watching thinking it was going to be 16, 20 episodes. When they blew past that, I was like, where is this going?
What?
And then things started unraveling. Like the plot like
Yes.
unraveled. And I was like, oh my God. Like it was like one thing after another. It was getting buck wild. And
Wild.
um, you know, it was wild. And you know that gif of Zach Galifianakis like doing math in oh my God.
Yes. Yes. What is that?
Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah, Hangover.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, I think it's from The Hangover. Girl,
Mhm.
that was me trying to figure out the show and like where they were going with it because I was like, this started so strong. And he plays the Emperor. So he's a major player in The Last Empress. And it was like it was
Wait,
nuts. So
so
I had
interesting.
no idea that it was sort of like makjangi.
It was crazy. Yes. I didn't know that either from the beginning. It didn't set itself up for Makjan at all. At all. It did
No,
not set itself up for that.
no.
And then it took like a sharp left turn, and the rest was history after that. I was like,
Yes.
whoa.
It was very entertaining, but I couldn't finish it. It was just the episode count was too high and I was lost. I was utterly lost. So that's the cast list. And I think we can go ahead and say what we thought about the show. So Lola, what are your thoughts on My Love from the Star?
So, what are my thoughts for sorry, and I'm gonna try my best, of course, to kind of avoid, getting too deep into the trenches of this, because I don't want to get into spoilers. But I was really, really excited that the concept, like you said, for this episode was kind of going back and rewatching a drama that we've watched long ago. But mostly because I was excited to have an excuse to make time to rewatch a drama in my busy drama watching schedule. But the other thing that ended up being really
Mm-hmm.
cool for me was that I was doing this with You Who Came from the Stars, which is actually what I always called this drama. I never call it My Love from Another Star, so I may slip in and out of saying You Who Came from the Stars. So forgive me there.
It's fine.
But I really appreciated doing this with this drama, having this opportunity to rewatch it, because I didn't actually have a real strong attachment to the drama in 2013, 2014. It had kind of forced me to rethink about my original thoughts on the drama. And the first thing I really thought of when I was kind of going back and thinking about this drama, I was thinking specifically about just two things that stood out to me. And like I couldn't remember much else about this drama, but these two things. And the two things were that it was so hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed the Young E character. I think despite a lot of other people not liking the character, I really thought she was kind of just a blast, and I really enjoyed her. And then I also really remembered, I thought back on the kind of secondary plot line with our two Chaebol brothers. That was a standout for me as well about that drama. So when I was going back to rewatch it, I was like, why don't I remember much about the romance? Like what's going on? Like
Mm.
I should remember like the key to the story, which is this kind of epic, or not epic, grand romance between an alien and a human. Like I should have all these thoughts about that. But I didn't have much. So when I was going back to rewatch it, I tried to pay closer attention to like, why didn't the romance really stick out to me after finishing this drama in 2013? What was that about? And, so I did a little bit deeper, but I don't know if that I don't want to spoil anything. I'm really struggling with not spoiling anything, but that's kind of where it was. I was excited to rewatch it to kind of figure out why the romance for me didn't stand out as much as I think it should have, as that is the crutch, or like is the crux of that drama. And then I also think I figured it out. I think I figured out why. And then I also just had fun again. I thought it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so many kind of memorable, memeable moments. I was, rehashing all the fun that I had when I was watching it back in the day in 2013. I enjoyed the experience. I really did. But yeah, I think that's what I got so far.
Okay. So did you want to say like what you thought about the romance then? Like why didn't it sing for you?
So
Or is that like too spoilery?
let me think. Is it too spoilery? Yeah, I think it is. I think I'm going to touch on it a little bit when we get.
It is? Okay, we'll head there first then in the
Okay.
spoiler section.
Okay.
But for me, I remember watching this show close to when it aired, or like when it was airing. And I didn't watch it with internet friends or, TikTok or nothing. So I was basically watching it in a vacuum, but I know that I felt like the crackling energy of like everyone's watching this show right now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was exciting when a new episode came out. And I really think that I don't, like you said, like, I don't know why, but I didn't remember a lot of the romantic parts, just one part in particular, which we can talk about
Yeah.
in spoilers. And I was like, I remember this scene clearly, but everything else was kind of a wash. I
Yeah.
just kind of was left with, I loved Ji-hyun as Sung-yi, that
Yes.
character. I found that she was hysterical.
Yes.
And I had never seen a character like her before in my K-drama watching career. Like most of the K-drama leads, female leads, were very beautiful, but sort of like perfectly behaved, not like prone to outbursts and things like that, sort of like a very Cinderella-y figure. And her Song-yi is very animated and funny and not afraid to make a fool of herself. She wears her heart on her sleeve and she's ridiculous. Like she's
Yes.
not, and then in some cases she's not very likable
Mhm.
because she's very vain and she thinks very highly of herself and of her looks and her beauty, and she is sort of very shallow, in her thought process, and she's not very smart. But man, I freaking love her. I think she's so charming
Her.
and
I
endearing.
love her.
Yeah. She's funny. She's like really genuinely the heart and soul of the show. And I remember like excited to go back and rewatch the show because I wanted to see her again and her performance and the antics. And
Yes.
she's doing a lot of hijinks in the show. And I just saw, I was like, I followed her. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was watching the
Yes.
show back then
Yes.
and when I rewatched it now, like I was watching for her and not necessarily for
Exactly.
Kim Soo-hyun as Min-joon,
Mhm.
because Min-joon is like a stick in the mud. Like he's not very exciting to watch. Did you have something to add to that?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, we are gonna probably get into this a little bit more, I suppose, but I completely agree, and I think that is a slightly tied to my memory of the romance. So a lot probably tied to my memory of the romance. Yeah, and yeah. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah. No, because you had a very like visceral reaction to when I started like talking shit about the Min-joon. And I was like, no, we gotta stop here. So I think that Kim Soo-hyun in this role, how do I put it? Like he wasn't doing much, but then towards the end he was doing a lot. Like I guess as far as crying on command and being very sad about the situation that they're in because like obviously
Yes.
shit hits the fan later.
Yes.
Did I remember the side plot about the Chaebol brothers and all that. Like, no, I totally wiped that from my memory.
Really?
I wiped,
Really?
yes, and I
Oh my
wiped
gosh.
the murder, all of the murder in here. I
What?
totally wiped it from my memory. Yes, yes,
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're gonna have to talk about this. We're gonna
yeah.
definitely gonna have to talk about this.
We're gonna have to
Oh,
talk
we're gonna
about
talk about
it
this.
because I
Well,
started
and can
watching it and I was like, okay, go for it.
No, I'm gonna wait till you finish talking about the murder because what I have to follow up with is gonna be um different.
Okay, so the murder, some stuff starts happening, people getting offed, and the villainous character starts doing his thing, and I was like, was this always here? Like, is this the main issue between our couple? Is that they have to contend with like this psychopath
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
who's just
exactly.
in their lives? So I was not distraught, but just like, of course, this is very K drama, like classic K drama
Yes.
tropey thing that they're
Yes.
like, okay, first of all, we have this alien from a different planet who's crash landed on Earth and he's falling in love with a human. Cool. But then like just sprinkle in a little bit of murder and like
Murder.
perfect. Like that's it. Okay. What did you have to say about the murder?
So I'm not gonna say about the murder specifically. What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make it so that I can sing make it sound really nice. Okay. This is something I worked on because one of the things I wanted to do
Okay.
with this rewatch with this drama was to give myself the opportunity to give it a chance to take to get something new from it besides me just thinking that it was hilarious and a little fun time. I wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper. I was like, can I find something else going on in my love from another star? Like, can I? So, my new takeaway, I think, from this rewatch, I think may be that this drama is actually a meditation on life, death, and love. Okay. Like, let's go a little bit deeper here. And I'm gonna start musing because that's what I like to do sometimes. But so bear with me. But
Yes.
I think it was
Girl, I know.
really nice.
Go for it.
It was nice noticing this, this time around watching the drama because I feel like I maybe appreciated it a little bit better than I did the first time I watched it. Like the story is about what it means to live a full life and in recognizing that and what it means to live a full life, you should be able to embrace what comes after it, i.e., death. And then it kind of like circles back around to what makes a full life or a fulfilled life is, having a life full with love, right? And I like that. I'm a sucker for that. And I was like, you know what? That's something this drama is actually telling. And that's something to take away from this drama besides just the fact that Sung-yi is hilarious. I can take away that there's a meditation on a lot of things. And it's not just our lead couple who, represents this because obviously the description of our alien, our Min-joon, him having to return back to his planet, it gets to the point where it's like he's dying. It sounds like he's about to die. And it's like she's going to have to part ways, and mourn his death. That's what it gets to at some point in the drama where you're like, okay, is he going to his other planet or is he dying? I don't know. So I was like, okay, besides them and their kind of relationship with him going away, the other characters I think also get a chance to express some of their feelings on life, death, and love too. And I kind of enjoyed following that in this second watch. But yeah, I'll probably go more into that when I talk about spoilers and some of the specific characters and things like that. But just wanted to clean it up a little bit because I didn't want it to sound like I was completely gonna rip this drama to shreds. I wanted to make it sound like I got something from it. I took something away, something good, right?
Yes, I agree. I like that theme. I like that messaging that the show has. And yeah, on second watch, I definitely think it was a little more heavy-handed than when I
Yes.
first watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you completely that there was a message of live life to the fullest, live life as if it's your last, enjoy every moment and that sort of thing. Really appreciate that messaging. Even though it's coming from like an alien and like an A-list celebrity, because of course they fall in love. So what did you think about, let me see, the OST?
So
Because Go for it. Go for it. I have thoughts too.
I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed the OST. I enjoyed it then, and I was expecting to enjoy it the second time around. But I'm not gonna lie, hearing My Destiny as many times as you hear My Destiny, I was like, okay, I'm done. I think I'm good with My Destiny.
They overused that song. They played it to death. But the first couple times that they played it, I was like, oh shit, I forgot how much I love this song. No, yeah, they overplayed it. But then the first time you hear it, you're like, oh my God. I forgot how much I love this song.
Yes.
I know. It took me back, girl. So I was feeling it. And let me see. Did you find what were the worst parts of the show for you in a nutshell?
I think you mentioned some of it already with like some of the overhandedness. And okay, let me say this because in talking about the worst part, I'm going to also talk about my best part. Some of the, I think, best parts of this drama is I think some of the best parts of this drama are the meta moments that make it such a fun and funny drama to watch, and even funnier drama to rewatch because you really understand those meta moments if you have been watching K-drama for a while. You really get them, and I love the cameos. Seeing our Bae Suzy at the end. With the kind of reunion with the Soo-hyun, all of that kind of stuff. Like, I love that. I get a kick out of it. It's a blast. It's so much fun. But then it also, in saying that, it also can be a little bit of my worst part too, because it gets to a point where it feels a little, I don't want to say annoying, but it's kind of like, okay, I guess it gets a little silly. Like, it's not taking itself too seriously. And we're like, that is fun. Yes, I like the idea of it. But then at the same time, after years of watching K-dramas post this drama, it feels like it's dated. It doesn't feel as, like it stands the test of time with all of those really kind of meta weird moments. It makes sense during the time that it came out in 2013, where the Korean wave was setting off. It makes sense then, but a rewatch of it seems dated. It felt dated, I'm gonna be honest. So that's my worst part. The drama felt dated rewatching it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree that the drama felt dated in rewatching it. There are countless dramas that have come through since then that have done a better job in terms of cinematography and putting some craft into the way that K-dramas are shot. Better mix, like sound mixing as in the drama too. I was like, why does it sound like they're blowing out the mics when they're speaking loudly and stuff like that? Like, I was like, this is mixed terribly. And then how about his Bieber cut?
Like, I wasn't gonna talk about the act. That is tied to the dating. those special effects. Oh my.
The special effect. Did you see the wires? At some point I was like, I'm literally looking at wires right now.
The wires. When I tell you the CGI, was there even CGI at any point? Like, it was the pausing, he freezes time. Girl, it was so bad to watch those freezing time moments. I was so like, this looks horrible. This looks really bad, guys. It's not
because it was done practically. Yes. It was all done practically for the most part. I don't know if there were any special effects that were done after the fact, but I commend them for trying to do everything in camera. But man, like, coming at it 10 years later, I'm like, this is really rough. And going back to the Bieber cut, though, I was watching the show on the TV in the family room. In my family room, and my sister walks by and she goes, "Why does he have the Bieber cut?" And I was like, "This is from 2013. Like, of course he has the Bieber cut. Like, give it a little minute, man. Like, it's dated for." So I was trying to like defend it because she's so harsh anyway on everything that I watch. But the Bieber cut like really sent me. And then she said something else. Like, she said, one of the detectives in the show, she was like, he's cute. And I was like, oh, you like that man? And she was like, yeah. Then I was like, well, wait for the real, like the actual male lead to come on the screen. So finally he comes, Min-joon comes on, and I go, look, that's the male lead, like the real lead of the show. And she goes, I don't like him so much. And I was like, what?
It's Kim So-hyun. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't like him?
What I said. I was like, she was like, yeah, she was walking away from me, and I was like, get back here and apologize to Kim So-hyun immediately. And she was like, I'm not doing that. Like, yeah.
I mean,
so a lot of stuff.
I'm going to say this about Kim So-hyun. This was not my favorite of him by any means. I don't even want to say, like, it's just not my favorite of him. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's just not. What about the moment of him having his singing moment? I was like, we know he can sing. That doesn't mean he needs to be singing.
Quit! Why you gotta do the singing moment? This is, oh man. Talk about ham-fisted moments in the show. Yes! They actually had Kim So-hyun not far removed from his Dream High performance, which was all singing and dancing.
Yes.
We know he can sing. He's got a wonderful singing voice.
We got it.
They have him sing this whole ass song at the end of the show.
Yeah, and you're like, what's happening? And she introduces,
what is this? Yeah.
Yeah, she like introduces it too. Like, you've never sung before me before. Like, why does he need to sing for you ever? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't know if you've ever been with somebody who likes to sing in public. Now, I'm not talking like karaoke or anything, but I'm like, just randomly bust out singing in public. Like, it's embarrassing. And I would never request
someone sing.
Never request that someone sing to me.
Sing for me.
Sing for me. It was so cheesy and like, I couldn't stand it. So a lot of moments like that I didn't like. How about this? I have this in my notes. What? So he's walking around looking pretty good, like for 2013. Aside from the Bieber cut, like his face looks good,
right?
And his clothes look good. He's got the pea coat thing, like the Edward look happening from Twilight.
Yes.
And then they back up and do like a wide shot on him, and you see he's wearing sneakers. What did you?
I can't believe it's like calling out his sneakers. Leave his sneakers alone. Leave him
I
alone.
will not.
He's a professor. He has to be comfortable and professional.
He's a professor.
Business casual.
I was like, okay, so let me get this straight. The alien who has a pretty good fashion sense in all like every time they show him in the past, he's styling. He hits 2013 and he's like, let me do peacoat, button down, vest, what have you. Fitted jeans that look pretty good. It's not too fitted or whatever for 2013. Okay. And then like really obnoxious sneakers, like neon colors, and like, I don't know, are they Skechers? I can't tell. So I was, every time they backed up and showed his full body, I was like, everyone else, every other male character has regular shoes on, like either dress shoes or otherwise. And then he's out here with sneakers on. What the hell is that about?
I just chopped it up to the fact that he was a professor. And you know how professors are. They don't have like, I took it to his character as being not even a professor. He's a lecturer. I'm sorry. I took it as that. That's all it is. It's like, they sometimes they don't have it all together with their fashion sense. But you're right. In the past, though, however, he looks so good. He was so.
He looks like a white suit. Yes! Remember the white suit with the like glasses, and he like permed his hair, like he had like perfectly curly.
He looks so cute. I love that look. I was like, oh my, there we go. There's the.
He looks. Yes, so he looks fresh. Yes. Like what was that? 1920s or 30s or something?
20s, 30s. Yeah, you're right. In comparison to how he dressed in the past, you would think it would get even better, but like no, it kind of got a little worse. So I don't know, random, but good point.
I understand that he's pretty practical, but the sneakers threw me. The sneakers completely threw me. So we talked about a lot of stuff that's dated. I guess what irked me most about the show was that I felt like it was really boring in places. And I kept falling asleep during like large swaths of the show. I was like following along, hee hee ha ha, and then I like fall straight asleep. Like the next minute I just be like snoring.
Girl.
It took me forever to finish the show because I kept having to go back. And
I'm laughing at you right now because why are we the same? Like, yes,
we're the same.
I had to I literally like give me a IV of coffee. Like I had to down multiple cups of coffee to get through, like to stay up and like actually finish this drama. And I was like, is it just me or is it not? The rewatchability of this is rough. Like it's really rough rewatching this.
Yes.
I had I struggled to, like, it was boring. Was it that I thought it was boring or that I thought, I feel like it was repeating itself in some certain scenes, like in certain, like, okay, we just did this. We just did this again. And we just did it again and again. And like, there's some of the same, like even some of the comedic elements, specifically from our Sung-yi, it's like, okay, here she is doing again, saying her little weird English word, her English words, and like some of it was
sorry,
sorry, boom 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 ah. Yeah, it was getting a little ridiculous, but yeah, I did fast forward a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I have to admit, I fast forwarded.
Yeah, so I generally have no issues watching stuff on Viki. But this is the first time that I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to use the feature where you could speed up the drama.
I needed it.
So plot twist. Viki doesn't have that feature.
They don't.
To
I looked.
watch something on a faster speed. So I was fuming. I was like, how can Viki not have that feature? If Netflix has it, why don't Viki have it? If Ichi has it, like, why don't they have it? Like, I was looking at forums, like, are people complaining about this so that we can get this feature already? Because that makes no fucking sense.
Why are we the same person? I looked for the same thing because, mind you, I've never done this. I just recently kind of, that came into my foreground of like, oh, you can like, speed things up as you watch them. I was like, why would, I didn't think, why would people do that? But tell me why. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm going to try to do this with Viki. Looked, couldn't find it. So then what I do, I was like, oh, do they have this on Netflix? Because I know Netflix allows you to speed it up. I went and looked on Netflix for it so I could see if I could watch it on that. Nowhere else. So it was like, I'm screwed. I got to watch this. And so I fast forwarded some stuff. So yeah, I don't feel guilty. I fast forwarded.
We're the same person because I never fast forward things on shows.
I tried.
And I never watched. Yeah, and I never watched the show on a faster speed. Unless I've already watched the show before and then I feel like it's fair, like I know what's happening. I can probably no. So the fact that I'm looking for this feature, like desperately looking for this feature, and it's not on Viki, I was like, this is highway robbery. Like I was like, why am I paying for this? So anyway, we've had the same freaking experience on the show. Wow.
Wait, so I have a question for you, and this is tied to, I guess, like the runtime of the drama too. What are your thoughts on the epilogues of the episode?
Oh, I hate epilogues because I am the person that's like, I just want to put the next episode on, and I don't want to stick around until the very end of the episode to see extra content that is actually really nice and essential. Like some of them were essential.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I was so annoyed. I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I was pissed.
Are you kidding? I was like, this should just go in the drama. Why am I sticking around for this scene that was actually the cute scene, the good scene, for after the credits roll? I was so annoyed. I thought it was just me.
I know. Okay. It was like, it would stop, the end of the episode would happen. They freeze the frame. You are my destiny. and then they kind of do like those little montage photos. And I'm like, okay, I get it. And then boom, another freaking scene pops up.
Scene of the drama.
And it's the best scene of the episode. Yes. Literally had the same. Why are we the same?
Why are we the same? I felt
Why are
the
we the
same
same?
way. I felt the same way.
Oh God, it's so frustrating. Okay, so I feel like we had a time here in this non-spoiler section, but
Sorry. I know. I
we're
thought we took too long.
no, it's okay. So, real quick, we'll talk about some of the fun facts about the show, and then we'll give our ratings, and then we'll get into the spoiler section and finish up. So, the inspiration for the drama it's based on the historical Gwanghae journal from the Chosun Kingdom, which records a mysterious UFO appearing in Gangwon province, which is where I guess they just got the whole thing. They just spun it out of control into a whole entire K-drama. I don't know, like while living through this era of My Love from Another Star or You Who Came from the Stars, however you want to call this drama, because it has like 50 different translations. The
Yes.
legacy of this show, it like can't be understated how this sort of ushered in a new Hallyu wave for people, and it was a giant export out of Korea. People were watching K-drama who had never watched K-dramas before because they got a hold of this show. And according to Nielsen Korea, it averaged average nationwide television viewership rating was 24%, which is extremely high.
Amazing.
It
Yeah.
was extremely popular during its broadcast. And, you know, things that she was wearing, Sung-yi was wearing, that character, inspired trends in fashion, in makeup. The different restaurants that were shown were getting popular. And of course, the whole chicken and beer sitch, like she's always like, oh, I want chicken and beer. I want chicken and beer. Like like chicken and beer started trending in China. And people were selling out of chicken and beer. People were buying chicken and beer. Restaurants that were like Korean restaurants in Korea selling chicken and beer, they were like, yeah, we like tripled our our business ever since this drama came out because people want to try the chicken and beer that Sung-yi always wants to have. So it was quite interesting to see how it affected the other countries and see how it affected just like the soft power of Korea. Everyone likes to talk about like soft power of Korea. Well, this is one of those shows that really made people like think about Korea, think about things that you like to eat in Korea, the chicken and beer thing. It won a bunch of awards at the Baeksan Arts Awards, the 50th one. It got 9 noms and it won 3 of them. Ji-hyun won for the show, Kim Soo-hyun won Most Popular Actor, and the series won Korean Drama Award for Best Drama. So won Best Drama. The Seoul International Drama Award for Excellent Korean Drama and the Magnolia Award for Best Foreign Television Series. So it just did really well. It kind of cleaned up the year.
Yeah.
And of course, like any popular K-drama, it got spin-offs and different versions were made for different countries. So there's a Philippines version of My Love from the Star. There's a Thailand version of My Love from the Star. There's even a Japanese version of My Love from the Stars. So if you have watched those, we'd love to hear from you. Like, did you like those remakes? I haven't watched any of them. I don't know if you have, Lola,
I haven't either. I have not either.
They're up there. Yeah, it was extremely popular. You know, some people say that your first drama might have been one of these 4 or 5, which is Boys Over Flowers, Coffee Prince, My Love from the Star, Strong Woman Do Bong Soon, or Crash Landing on You.
That's it.
Those are like really popular K-dramas that sort of ushered in new waves of fans and people that watch K-drama now because of them. So thank you to My Love from the Star, even if like we had some thoughts about different things here because it did a lot. It did a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, it did.
What would you rate this show out of 5 soju bottles?
Okay, so I'm really preparing for this part because full transparency here. I don't know how to rate things. Like I never rate anything. Like the concept is like a little over my head. It's hard for me to grasp. I don't know why that is. But I reached out to my friend who loves rating her dramas after she watches them. And I was like, okay, I need your help with this because I don't know how to do this. I don't rate things. So, but I knew I had to rate. So I made sure like I was going to come prepared. And how I figured out my rating, I compared it to what I maybe would have rated it in 2013 when I, watched it, or 2013, 2014. And I think in the past, I would have gave it a 4 soju bottles out of, out of 5. And I think that was because I would be factoring in my experience of watching it, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But like I said, it was so much fun watching it as it was airing with everyone else, but I didn't obviously get a chance. I mean, but I didn't focus much on the nuts and bolts of the drama then. I think I was just kind of like, it is what it is. But now that I've watched it, and I think I was much more focused, and I didn't have the experience of watching it with everybody else and all that fun that we were having back in 2013, 2014. I think I would drop it down now to a 3. And that is mostly because I respect the drama. I think, like you said, just what you were saying, the awards that it won, what it did for ushering in, a new Korean wave, like all of that, cannot take that away from it. And like I said, I really enjoyed the Sung-gi character. I still remember her as being just one of the most fun and entertaining characters, really. So I think those are the good points. But it was average to me. It wasn't super amazing and it wasn't horrible. So to me, I think that's like 3 soju bottles in the middle out of the 5. And am I being generous or am I being harsh? I don't really know because I don't really know how to rate things. But I think I'm a 3. I think I'm a 3 soju bottles.
Okay, number 1, I agree with you 100%. And I'm actually just going to say ditto. I also give it 3 stars for the exact same reasons that you're giving it 3 stars. Like you said, I love the legacy of it. I love what it did for the Hallyu wave. I love these actors. And I think that, for all of the playful ribbing that we've been doing at it did something, and it's very memorable, and it's kind of like going back in the yearbook and being like, wow, that popular girl, like, what became of her?
Yes.
Like, this is kind of what it feels like. Yeah. But, it's not perfect, and it's not necessarily bingeable. It's quite slow at points, quite boring at other points, maybe too long, like 21 episodes, probably should have just been 16, but neither here nor there. Can't change something now. Yeah. As far as rating things, like, I also wanted to pop in and be like, wow, we're the same person, because every time that I have to rate something, or I'm more comfortable with rating now because I've done it so often. But as far as ranking things, like 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't do that. I think that's like torture for me. When people are like, what are your top 5 K-dramas in order? I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? So I have a real issue. I struggle so much with ranking things. I can rate things and be like, yeah, this is 3 out of 5 or whatever. But if you give me 10 3 out of 5 shows and be like, rank these, I'll be like, no, can't do it.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Yeah, I can relate to that with the ranking. I completely relate. Again, I don't know what that is. I don't know why I struggle with things like this. I think it's just numbers. I'm not a number girl, so I think that's probably what it is. But I also think with K-dramas in particular, I think we've just watched too many of them. And so I feel like when people are like, give me your top 5, your top 10, I'm like, can I give my top 100? And like, I could probably do that and then still not actually rank them, just kind of throw them in the bucket as top 100. So I struggle with ranking K-dramas for sure.
Well, thank you for really kind of diving deep on the soju bottle rating, because it's tough. I know how tough it is to just kind of boil it down. Yeah. All right. So we've come to the end of our non-spoiler section. So I think it's time that we just like pull the Band-Aid off. We're going to talk spoilers right after this.
Excuse me, 뭐라고?
괜찮아.
You know, I have no 친구. Oh, sorry.
왜? Discussing shit.
What?
Okay, we're on the other side of spoilers. So if you have not watched My Love from the Star in the last 10 years, then I'm sorry, we're going to spoil it for you. And if you care about it, then definitely watch the show and come back to us. So where would you like to? Oh, I know where we wanted to start in the spoiler section. You were talking about the romance and why it didn't work for you. Tell me more.
So I think we ended up touching on it a little bit, and I think it was character Min-joon. I think it was our characters. I didn't really vibe with the chemistry between. I don't want to say actors necessarily, but also actors maybe, but also the characters themselves. Like I didn't feel their chemistry. I didn't kind of vibe with it. They felt like they were from two different planets the entire way through to me. And I don't think I saw the moment when they actually fell for each other either. I feel like they were, you know what I mean? I think we saw a lot of the funny kind of hate to, I mean, that wasn't extreme hate, but you know what I mean? Like the dislike to and annoyance to I don't think I saw the moment they fell in love. I think it skipped a part there. And then it went to, oh my gosh, they're madly in love. He has to leave. Oh no, what is she going to do? And I think that was my problem. I think we missed a big chunk, and I think they spent too much time having fun. It was like the drama itself was like trying to crack too many jokes. And I think in cracking all the jokes, they were leaving less time to actually, develop their relationship and show us them falling for each other. So I think that's what happened. It was missing. For me, it was missing.
Yeah, I'm just going to say ditto to that because I agree that at some point, like you're watching the show and he's annoyed with her the whole time. Like he's just, everything that she does bothers him. She's breaking shit in his house that's worth more than her, apartment. And, she's doing shitty things and doing funny things, and she's making us laugh. And at some point, like his disdain for her somehow just turns into he desperately cares for her and loves her, and like that's all there is to it. Like he's just going to save her life every
chance he gets,
2 episodes or so. And and she loves him, loves his attitude towards her, and loves that he wants nothing to do with her, loves that they have wildly different personalities and traits, and he's very bookish and introverted, secretive, mysterious, and not at all affectionate.
Nope.
And we'll get into why, I guess. But anyway, he's just like everything that she's not, and she's very bubbly and open to the point of like she's just causing scandals left and right because she can't shut up. Yeah. So she is hysterical. I can see why he falls for her, but I can't really see why she falls for him. And I don't know, like it was one of those things where back in the day I didn't really care that much. Like I was like, okay, they fell in love. Like the alien just
don't question it. Don't question
bagged
it.
He just bagged the Julia Roberts of Korea, and like it doesn't matter that I didn't like get everything. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the whole sauce here, but.
And you know what's funny? I felt like they even like tried to catch themselves with that, because towards the end there, his lawyer Jong character, he like explains to her at some point, he's loved you this whole time, and they kind of like do some flashbacks of like when potentially he's loved her this whole time, and I'm like, really, guys, you're trying to catch yourselves, because it was like episode 18 they tried to give us that, and I'm like, I think they knew. They're like, wait a second, they're madly in love, but when did this all happen?
Yeah. Exactly. They did try and save it at the end with the lawyer friend just being like, he cares for you more than you even know. And I'm like, what?
What?
I,
Okay.
where? Like, show me.
Where?
Anyway, we are totally on the same page about this romance. Back in the day, like, we just didn't, that wasn't something that we were nitpicking. I don't want to say nitpicking, but it's just like not, it's something that we were paying attention to necessarily or critiquing about the show. But I guess we've just, again, we've watched K-dramas for so long that I think that our tastes have really matured, and the stories that we gravitate toward and the writing that we like is just infinitely better than the way that
Exactly.
this show is set up.
Exactly.
So,
And I don't know if we were going to talk about this. I think we meant to, but I'm going to just go ahead and say this because I think, just in line to what you just said, let's just talk about this real quick. 2013, okay? When this drama aired, it was December 2013, right? And 2013 for me in K-drama land was packed, slam packed, with so many goodies. Some of my faves came out of there, like just, I mean, Empress Key was in, Heartless City was in there. I mean, it was so much going on in 2013. So by the time I got to You Who Came From the Stars, I was just riding on a high in K-drama land. So I was just having a good time. I was just kind of like still hung up on all the dramas from earlier that year. So I was just watching it with good vibes back then. So I definitely wasn't caring that they didn't, fully develop the romance. I was having a good time. I was just there for a good time, not a long time. And, I thought we had to mention 2013 was a year.
No. You do have to mention 2013 because I'll just name some K-dramas that came out in 2013. So we have The Heirs came out in 2013. I Hear Your Voice.
Yes!
The Master Son, which I think is the best Hong sisters drama out there.
Really?
We have Gu Family Book. I think so. I didn't like Hotel de Luna as much as most people do.
I love Hotel.
It's okay. We have Gu Family Book came out in 2013. That Winter the Wind Blows. Yo, Empress Key, like you said, Secret. A lot of K-dramas came out in 2013. It was a pretty good year. And it was a different world. Like, this has to be said too, like 2013 was a totally different world. Maybe I did have, I don't know if I had even an iPhone. No, I did have an iPhone by then, but it was like, an early iPhone.
Early days, yeah. Which was funny because
I think I still had.
Sorry, speaking of iPhone,
oh, go ahead.
I never had an iPhone because of K-dramas. I was a Samsung kind of Galaxy Note girl because of K-dramas. I was obsessed with the advertising. It all worked. I was a sucker. So when I was watching You Who Came From the Stars, I was literally looking at my old phone. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember my old phone. So yeah, I was a sucker. I totally fell for the ads and the kind of advertisement and placement shots, product placement and K-dramas back in the day. Totally did.
That's hysterical. Oh my God. No, I still had my iPhone. But it was an early iPhone. And, I was just a couple of years out of college. Like, I was so, like, whipped behind the ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was 10 years ago. So it's incredible to just return to this world. And I don't know, like there was something really like nostalgic about it, but in a weird way, where I was like, this wasn't that long ago. But then you're like, maybe it was. Like,
I know 10 years ago is a long time, but I don't know if it was just because the way this drama has continued to live on, that even watching it, though it was a little dated to us, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, because it's still, to this day, people still meme it, still talk about it, still use her reactions, her gifts all the time, so I didn't feel distant.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't feel too distant from it either. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do want to call attention to episode 1, and I have some notes for each episode, but episode 1 I have the most notes for
Me too.
because
Me too. Me too.
we get his we get his intro sequence of him landing in Korea 400 years ago, and the flying saucer like creating this tornado effect on the ground, and all of like these attendants and servants going flying and hanging onto trees for dear life. And her what is it? Her previous incarnation is a child widow, and she's in a palanquin that's about to go over the cliff, and she's about to die. But he freezes time, and he walks over slowly in this all black outfit that looks like pure 2012. Like, I think I've seen Justin Bieber wear this exact outfit.
I was like, is he an alien or is he from
and he saves
a time traveler? I was like, so
true. But he saves her, and it's a cheesy but cool effect. I thought the storm effect reminded me of the tornado in Crash Landing on You, just terrible. Like I guess we just gotta forgive that because it's just bad. And the time standing still thing, even though it's bad because it's done practically and they're all just like standing as still as they can, I still friggin' love it. Like, I think it's kind of funny. I don't know. And then he's stunning. I was like, when he opens the palanquin door and he's there, I'm like, yeah, he's still pretty beautiful. Like, not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I forgot the fourth wall breaking interview style throughout the show where he's like sitting down. Someone's interviewing him for something. And he's talking to the audience about the episode, what just happened, whatever. And he quickly brings you up to speed in episode 1. He says he's an alien and he's adjusted to living on Earth, to water, to eating Earth food, that his hearing and sight and stuff is like 7 times better than humans. He's telekinetic. And they have this stunt of him like moving the glass. He like beckons the glass of water to his hand. And it's like a blink and you'll miss it thing. But I'm like, that's like a magic trick that you blinked while they were doing it. And you're like, what just happened? So they had that in episode 1. And he says he doesn't mess in the affairs with humans. What will happen will happen. And he invokes the word fate, as that's what humans call it. And he says a comet's coming. He's been waiting for hundreds of years for it. And he's only got 3 months left on Earth. So you're like, okay, great. Now we know that stuff's going to happen in the next 3 months that's going to make him not want to leave Earth. The meet cute in the elevator.
Yeah.
Because she is moving into his building. She's his new neighbor. And she thinks he's a perv or a stalker because she's a famous actress. And then when he gets in the elevator, he doesn't like hit another button. He's just going where she's going. And she's like, she starts berating him and stuff. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, so embarrassing. She's just so embarrassing. Like, everything that she does is mildly embarrassing. Did you have any notes for episode 1 besides?
I'm looking at it, going through my notes
and stuff.
Yes, like I was looking at my notes while you were kind of going through your kind of notes for episode 1. And a lot of my notes from episode 1, because again, I think I came at the drama prepared to dig a little bit deeper. So all of my episode 1 notes are kind of like you said, the summary of like, okay, he established this for us at the beginning. But then it's a lot about Sung-yi and the character that they kind of start presenting for us. Like you said at the beginning, when we get to see her initially, she's on set. She makes that big kind of scandal with her tweet is like, nonsensical. And you get this establishment of her not being the sharpest tool in the shed, and everyone laughs at her. And it's like really kind of horrible and traumatic for her. And so immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I was gripped by this. I was like, oh my gosh, my poor Sung-yi. Like, they're so mean to her. So that was something they established like very early on. It's like this aspect of her being very self-conscious about her kind of intelligence, because everyone reminds her she's not the brightest. And then also how lonely she is. I kind of wrote a lot of notes about the first episode, how she, the horrible mother-daughter situation that is her and her mom. how her brother initially kind of wants nothing to do with her. Her father completely left her father, left her family. These are things I was kind of noting in episode 1. It's like, she is such a lonely, kind of rich, famous actress, and people think she's not very smart. So it's like, even though she's famous, like, people don't really care for her. And I was like, that's just like the plight, I guess, of celebrity and fame these days. It's like, one minute you're up and then the next minute you'll be down. So I kind of liked the character. I think they did a great job shaping her in the very early on, kind of early episodes, to see like who this woman was and what we were going to get to kind of see her kind of move into or grow into for the rest of the episodes. But I also have I wrote down the recognition of meta moments a lot of times in these episodes. And I know there was one very early on when she really says, like, I am the head of the Korean wave right now. Like, she just flats out says that line. And I was like, yeah, okay, here we go. It was in episode 1. I was like, let's get ready, because every episode from then on, you get all of these huge kind of meta moments. And I thought that was kind of funny in the beginning. And then it started getting not so funny after you kept having to see them over time.
You bring up a great point about the way that they crafted her character and her being such a sympathetic female lead, and how you kind of, your heart goes out to her immediately, because even though she's ridiculous, she has all of this baggage and terrible family life, and she's extremely lonely. Like, the gold digging, clout chasing mom is, to me, like, that alone, I'm like, oh my God, I'd be devastated.
Trauma.
Yeah. And that people are insulting her acting because they think she's like living off of pretty privilege and she's not a good actress. And her mom says this. She's like, oh, you can't even, like, everything that you have is because you're beautiful and you got your looks from me. So it's like,
you're not even good actress.
My God, like, terrible things. Yeah. And I love that you kind of get this interaction between her Sung-yi, and Min-joon early on, where she is singing out her feelings in her new apartment, and just like,
I love that.
It's like 10 p.m. at night and she's like full out singing. But because he has supersonic freaking hearing, he hears her, and he goes over to her apartment and like knocks on her door, and is that neighbor that is like, hey, you're being too loud, it's 10 p.m. And he like starts bitching at her about it, and she freaks out on him because she's so emotional about the backlash that she's receiving on social media and stuff, and how people are saying that she's not smart. And oh my God, like, I was like, she has my heart already. Like, I'm in her camp 110%. Like, at no point in this show am I like, I think I'm on Min-joon's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, every time, like, you can probably argue away a lot of where he's coming from.
Yep.
Just because he's so like unlikable and stiff. How do I put it? Self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
And stiff. Yeah. And you're just like, man, like, get it together. You can just communicate. Like, half of the show is classic. He's just not communicating to her what is going on and how serious the situation is. And she's getting blindsided by all these reveals. And I'm like, ugh, it's like, he's just annoying. Like, that's annoying to me.
I noted, I don't even know what episode I noted this, but I was like, the king of gaslighting. He makes you feel like you're literally seeing things. Like, he's like, what do you mean? I just magically appeared in front of you. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I'm not. You just teleported magically. You just appeared in thin air. Like, he will talk to her, and it's like, it makes me feel a little annoyed, because we already know she's very sensitive about her not being the brightest tool in the shed. And then every chance he gets, he's reminding her, like, you didn't see what you think you saw. Never. Of course not. I didn't just do that, magical thing in front of you. No, never. And so you're right. Like you said, like, he multiple times is keeping things from her, withholding information that she can plainly see, and it's just so annoying. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, come on, just tell her the truth. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was sighing a lot throughout the show out of frustration, because you know what it is? I feel like this show probably had a lot to do with the Twilight series. Like, did you feel like when you, I don't know if it's more clear to me now in 2023, but back in 2013, like we were in the midst of, or just hot off the heels of these Twilight movies, and the Twilight books were not far, they were still top of mind. And he felt a lot like Edward to me.
He does. I didn't really pay attention to that. I'm going to be honest. Like you calling that out, I'm like, yeah, I can totally see that. I could totally see that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's very like brooding. Yeah, he's very brooding and self-sacrificing. Even the love triangle feels a lot like Team Jacob, Team Edward.
Yeah.
And yeah, it feels very Twilight-y. And I don't know if they just took the basic stuff from Twilight and turned it into a show based on E.T., but I don't know. I know.
The references to E.T. in the drama itself was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy them mentioning multiple times E.T. and like the kind of, her brother wanting to do the phone home finger.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of fun. That's kind of cute. But at the same time, you're right. Like, is this E.T. and Twilight in a drama? Is it?
It is. Like, I think it is.
You're on to Jess is right. It is literally E.T. and Twilight. That's it. There we go. Summed it up. The end.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it worked for me. Oh. That's probably why it worked for me better in 2013. But the gaslighting is what definitely reminded me. The gaslighting especially is what reminded me about Edward, because Edward's like gaslighting Bella left and right in the first Twilight book, and he's like, I don't know. Did you see me there? I don't know. You just hit your head really hard. It's like, shut up. Like,
yeah, like just stop lying. Okay, just stop lying.
Talking about meta references, though, did you like the Notting Hill reference in episode 1? Because I died with this reference.
What was the Notting Hill?
Okay, so in episode 1, she goes to university to avoid further scandal. They're like, you got to go to school. You've signed up as a student and you're not going, so go. She goes to university, and when she shows up, they do like this Notting Hill reference, and they start playing "She" by Elvis Costello. She could be the face I can't forget. Yes. So they shoot it like they do in Notting Hill. They shoot it like they did in Notting Hill in the intro to the movie, where she's like Julia Roberts, like getting swamped by photographers and paparazzi, and like she's smiling and waving and like she looks radiant. That is all Notting Hill. And I was like, that is an A++ reference. Yeah.
They do that throughout the drama. And I think that is fun. Like, again, that's a part of the fun of this drama, and why I think when I first watched it, I got a kick out of it. I was like, this is good times. We're having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah. I had an issue with, he says that in episode 1, he says that he can't deal with human blood and saliva. He says like human blood and saliva are impossible for him. And I was like, cool. So then he becomes a doctor?
The doctor? Exactly.
Yes. Like 12 years ago, he was a doctor in a hospital. So I was questioning that. I was like, Min-joon, if you have issues with bodily fluids, like, why are you a doctor? So things like that like kind of irked me, but it's neither here nor there, I guess. I had a bigger issue with the fact that he was in love with a child in the Chosun era.
I was that was going to be one of my main questions that I brought up, was kind of your thoughts on that, because I want to say that when I was watching it in 2013, I don't think I thought much of it. I'm going to be honest. I think it went over my head. I think I was like, he's not that he's in love with her. I think it's that I was like, I just think he appreciated her and what she represented for him as this kind of alien creature on Earth for the first time. I was like, that's it. That's all that was. And then like rewatching it though, I was like, wait a second. Like, was that his first love? And like, was that his first love? Like, was that what that was? And I saw it better this
Yes.
time. I saw it better this time. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is definitely weird. It's definitely weird.
Yeah. I was reading a lot more into it this time around.
Yeah.
Like when I first watched it, like you said, same thing. I was like, oh, he just like saved her life a few times. And she was kind of like the Elliot to his ET. And they sort of imprinted on each other and they were going through shit in the Chosun era and whatever. And he just feels really sorry for her because she died. Like she ends up saving his life and she dies. Then I rewatched it, right? Like now I have fresher eyes and I'm like, okay, all of that still valid. Plus he's in love with a 12-year-old. So I like I could not unsee it. I just couldn't unsee it. Like I was like, he definitely he loved her.
And you know what I think made ram it home for me was the relationship he had with her as the reincarnation of her. That's what threw it off for me. Because I was like, he admits towards the end, like the reason, he doesn't even admit, he basically tells Sung-yi basically trying to excuse the way that he feels about her. It's like, oh, I don't really like you, the actress Sung-yi. I like the fact that you remind me of this girl. And mind you, that was like, well, in him saying that, you're saying that you like her and you're interested in her because of her being that young girl. Because you never saw that young girl older. You never saw her as an adult. So when you say that to Sung-yi, who's a grown woman, older than you, I mean, not older than you and the kind of story time because he's a 400-year-old alien. But I was just like, I think he just cleared it up for me that he was in love with the child. And he looked the same as he did, and he was not a child as an alien. Oh, he even says, though, he tried, again, I think they try to catch themselves at places. Like he says, like, oh, on my planet, certain things don't exist, spouses.
Yeah.
Like he tries to, I'm like, they tried to clean that up, I think, towards the end there. Because that was the last episode he said that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. Like they were trying to Hail Mary some of the plot things.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my planet, we have no friends, no spouses, none of that. What?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
We established he's a gaslighter and a liar, so there's that.
Yeah. Talking about he's ridiculously weird and rude. In episode 2, she's doing that life in the she's filming that day in the life documentary, and he busts her in front of the whole class for plagiarism, and it's super embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
I was like, he is so out of line here. As a teacher or a professor or a lecturer, I don't think he should have ever done that to her or any other student. She was the only student whose assignment. No, she was the only student whose assignment he picked up and browsed through, and he picked on her unfairly. And this should have been in an after class meeting or something, not him pronouncing that she's got a 0 on the assignment in front of everybody and in front of the cameras because the cameras are rolling.
That was my
catching
problem.
This entire thing. Yeah,
you did that on purpose. That was my problem.
Did it on purpose.
You did it on purpose because the cameras were there. If the cameras were not there, I don't think he would. I would hope the character would not have done that. But like you said, after class kind of moment, because I feel it's some kind of rules and regulations on campus that students can then say were unfair and biased type of grading and things like that, and malicious grading and all that. So I'm like, this was absolutely out of line, and he did it on purpose to embarrass her in front of those cameras. And I was like, yeah, he's sucky. Thanks a lot, Min-joon. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. And then he was surprised later when she's getting skewered on social media and everyone's retweeting and resharing this awful embarrassing thing that happened to her in class. Oh, she got a 0. Oh, she plagiarized all this stuff. Oh, the famous actress. And he's surprised at the backlash. And I was like, Min-joon, you were not born yesterday.
No, he wasn't.
You've been here for 400 years. You should know what you did would have some ramifications. And then he feels sorry after the fact. But I'm like, oh my God, what a bitch move. I was like very upset in episode 2 with this
we
man.
are already very sensitive with Sung-yi after episode 1. Like we have her like cradled in our arms, and like the minute that stuff starts going down, we're like, are you kidding me? She's already going through so much. So it was sucky. It was.
And then she got to deal with it. Then she got to deal with it all on her own because like he's it's a whole thing. But what's funny about her filming that documentary is that she says she uses propofol to help her sleep. And everyone, all the cameramen are like, what? Like she's just saying casually, oh yeah, I love propofol. It gives me such great sleep and stuff like that. And her handlers are like, no, she doesn't use propofol. She uses some other drug. Like it's totally legal or whatever. And she's like, no, I use propofol. Like she continues down the rabbit hole.
She doubled down. Yeah. She doubled down on propofol.
She did. She doubled down on the propofol, which is very scary. That's a scary medication. That's what killed MJ and Prince. And like, it's serious. That's not something that you want to mess with. And it's completely illegal. So she's like talking about illegal substances on this Day in the Life talk. Like she's just, I don't know. Like long story short, he should know better. And the propofol thing was a definite dig at just the whole celebrities taking propofol, and which is still like pervasive, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. What a couple first couple of episodes.
Yeah, I want to just bring this up because
I was just going to say they have a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, they do. Yeah, because episode 2, I believe, is when we get this first idea of him having visions of like saving her, right? Is that episode 2 when he has that first vision of her in the shoes and her on the boat, and he's like, so what was your thoughts on him having his superpowers and this power of, that's so Raven, I can see the future, like what was that for you? What was that like for you? I mean, 'cause I have my thoughts.
I apologize. So I think that they gave him too many powers.
Yes. That's why I brought it up. I was like, okay, come on. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, like I can understand like flying and telekinesis, like he can move things with his mind. Those feel comfortable for an alien to do. But then he's also teleporting, which I'm like, that's like he's splitting dimensions or something to get from here to there wherever he pleases. So I'm like, okay, that's a lot. Then he's got these premonitions as well.
Yes.
And
wow.
Oh my, I was like, that's too much. And then they're so specific too, because they're always about her or about him. So I don't know, like it was a little bit messy.
It was kitchen sink.
I don't know. I could jive.
It was throwing everything in there. Yeah. It was like, come on. We could have left that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man. Let me see. I think I have in episode 3, I got the ick during the flashback sequence of him with the child's incarnation back in the day, because she says that it's the first snow. Magical thing happens on the first snow in every K-drama. So she reveals that any lie can be forgiven on the first snow. So she says that she likes him. She reveals that she likes him and that she wants to grow up fast to be a young maiden so that he can see her like that.
Yeah.
So she can be with him basically. And I was like, ew. Like I did not.
Yeah. I guess I just did not get this the first time around, but like this second round, it was so, like you said, an ick. It was like, oops, this is not supposed to be here. Oops, I don't like this. I'm cringing. Oh, this is not nice. This is not good. Yeah, it happened a lot with this flashback. And throughout the first early episodes, we get tons of those scenes. Like there's not episode where we don't get flashback moments of them and all that they went through in their journey and the Joseon dynasty. So it's like we don't get away from it. Like the first episode, like every episode we get a scene from the past, and it's like I said, kind of all the way through for that. Something that stood out for me and is episode 3 is, of course, our homeboy killing people like he pops vitamin, like you popping vitamins or something. Like that was, oh my gosh. Why is that like his hobby? I'm like, I get the idea of a serial killer, but I was just like, boy, was that interesting to get in episode 3, like this intro to the serial killer guy who just like, he kills just for fun and this is jumping ahead, but I just didn't understand.
No, but let's talk about this character. Let's talk about Ji-hyun, I guess is his name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because he's the villain of the story. He's the psychopath that they had to contend with for the bulk of the story. He is their antagonist. He's trying to break them up. He's trying to kill her. And I guess I couldn't quite understand why he was on a rampage. You know?
Thank you. Thank you.
I was like, cool. He's psychopath, but like to what end? I don't know.
When I tell you, one of my biggest problems with this drama, I think, was this character, because his reasoning for killing and why he's a killer and him being a psychopath, all of that, none of that is ever touched on. It's never explained. He's never giving any motivations for any of these killings. Technically, I feel like they're all very kind of, oh, I just didn't like you in that moment, so I killed you. Like, that's not a reason, guys. Like, come on, let's develop this character a little bit better than that. But they didn't give him anything other than let him, turn to the camera and go, "Wah!" Like, he should have just been doing that in every scene, because that's all this character gave us, was like, I'm evil. Look at me. I'm evil. I'm going to kill someone. And I wanted more. I cannot stand when you give villains nothing to make me kind of like, I don't know. I'm not trying to sympathize with a villain at any point necessarily, but let me understand him at least. Let me understand.
Yeah. Like, at least, what's another villain? Oh, the strong woman Do Bong-soon serial kidnapper. At least he was like mentally ill and wanted to collect brides because he was obsessed with this play.
That's an example of showing.
Like, fine, okay, that's like, at least it was like something. Yes. But in his case, they tried to fix it too. Like you keep saying, they added in later that he killed the older brother, because suddenly they have an older brother, and he was off because he wanted his spot as the heir to their conglomerate or whatever it was. Like, without you here, I'll get more opportunities to be like the heir, the Chaebol heir, and become the CEO, chairman, whatever the hell. And I was like, it doesn't say. First of all, kudos to trying to give us an explanation for why he started killing people, but also that doesn't jive, because he doesn't seem that ambitious.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Like, he just seems off the whole time. Yeah, he was, and then it just seemed like he wanted, like, he was in it for the sport of it.
That's all it was. It was fun. It was like I said, like he's popping vitamins or something. Like, oh, this is what I do today. Who am I gonna kill today? And it was just like, guys, you could have gave me a little bit more than that. And I would say this, bringing up the fact that they had an older brother. Like, are we jumping ahead too much? Is this okay?
No, it's fine. We're in the spoiler section.
Okay, so I want to talk about this because as much as like that was one of my least favorite aspects of this drama, one of my favorite aspects was actually the Weak-young character. And
Yeah.
let me explain myself. So I adored him 10 years ago watching this drama, and I still adored him in this rewatch. And it's not because like I'm biased towards Park Hae-jin, because I'm not. I mean, do I love him and think he's beautiful? Yes, but I'm not biased, right? But no, I think his performance was really I think his performance, which had to come out of nowhere, was actually really amazing. Like if you think about like how they set up his character in the beginning with Sung-yi and him being in love with her all these years, like it was, that characterization of him was super adorable, super cute. I understood it, but then it was also kind of sad because he was in love with someone who was never going to be in love with him. That was great. But then all of a sudden he had to turn on a switch and he had to be like, crying on his knees in the floor because of this backstory of his eldest brother being murdered by his other eldest brother. His older brother. Like, it was just like, he had to turn it on. And I was like, you know what? For giving him the most to deal with, kudos to Park Hae-jin, because he had to like all of a sudden, I feel like turn it on to like with the dramatics to kind of make this plot line breathe some life in this plot line. And I think he did a great job because it was the first part, but also for me, it was one of the better parts, his performance during this, because
I agree.
He had to turn it on.
I agree that he kind of sang, he turned it on. He did really well for that storyline, especially when he started like sleuthing and was investigating his older brother like on the sly, and like every time he interacted with his brother, he was like acting like nothing was wrong, like he was the same happy-go-lucky brother that he always knew. And I was like, yes, like this is juicy because he's active, he's lying to him, he's manipulative back to the older brother. And I was like, like serve it back, like he's out here like saving his what is she, a sister-in-law from the mental institution.
He was making moves.
Like when he acted drunk in front of the brother, like towards the latter episodes, and this was like a whole sting operation that he did with the detectives.
He set up. I know. Everything about him at the end of this drama was just like this, and that's why I said when I remember this drama from 2013, that was one of my big memories, was that plot line. And I think it was because I was so impressed by the way that he had to like, his character had to like just all of a sudden turn it on and like make that plot line something, because it came out of nowhere. Like it really did.
It did.
Shout out to, and I have to shout out my one of the loves of my life, which is Yeon Woo-jin, who plays the eldest brother that is murdered. I was so excited to see him back in 2013, and then now again seeing him, I was like, that's my bae. I love him. I always talk about him and how I think he's underrated. Nobody talks about him. Nobody does, and everybody should. He's so good. I love him. But okay, sidetrack. Sorry.
Yeah, he's great. No. It's great to see him in the drama in a cameo role, and like his death scene and stuff. I was like, oh my god, they gave him the most to do. But side note, how fucking terrible was their dad? Because their dad, Jae-kyung and Weak-young's dad. Oh my god, what a bitch! Like he is always backing his rotten kid. Even though he's a straight murderer.
He's a murderer, guys.
Murderer.
Before he knew he was a murderer, he was supporting him, locking up his ex, his ex-daughter-in-law. Like, are you kidding me?
Yes.
Like, she must have done something wrong. He would never do that just because.
Yeah.
Are you psycho? That's where he gets it from, I guess.
Giving him reason, like victim blaming everyone he ever hurt. And it was wild. Like, oh, she deserved it. She must have done something for him to lock her up. I'm like, are you hearing yourself? Old man, get it together.
Get it together.
You're embarrassing. He was just as much of a menace as his son because he was enabling.
He was an enabler. Yep. He was an enabler for sure.
Ugh, gross.
But then also tied to that, bringing up weak young again, and like that moment when he's like his father's being a horrible father, and he's telling him, "Hey, you're no longer my son. You're not going to get anything from me. I would never give you, I would never give you anything." And then he's like, "I don't want it." I was like, "There's my favorite character.
Yeah.
There he is." He said, "I don't want it. You know what? I don't want anything from you anymore.
I don't want it.
Man."
Keep it. Yeah. I appreciated that too. And then he like kind of gambled with his life too. He was like, this is the poison that he gave my girl, what's her face? Sung-yi. And if you believe me, then, you won't let me drink this. And then he was like, oh, stop, don't drink it. Like, it takes a life or death to convince this man to see the truth. A lot of issues with that dad. Like, that was just a stereotypically like one note K-drama dad who like was blind to his children's faults to a fault. So in episode 5, did you like the cameo, not the cameo, but the reference to heirs? Because they had a couple of kids outside the manga store and they had this like funky interaction, and I honestly couldn't remember. I was like, this is like reminding me of something, but I can't remember, so I had to look it up. And they play what sounds like OST that doesn't belong to the show, and I was like, this sounds familiar too. It's it's heirs. It's a reference to the show The Heirs. So in case people are watching that and don't recognize.
And like I said, as much as, and that was in episode 5, right? Yeah,
that was episode 5.
I was still enjoying all of those moments at that point. I was still enjoying all the little kind of meta drop-in moments. I did enjoy it.
I have a question for you. Like, did you know exactly what Min-joon was lecturing on? Like, what was the topic of his class?
When I tell you, like, why haven't we done this type of talk before together? Because I'm telling you, we have like, it's like I have, 2 brain cells, and one of them I'm sharing with you. I mean, because when I was watching this drama, I had multiple moments and I was like, what is this about? Is it psychology? Like, I kept being like, is it the meaning of love? What is relationships? Like, I have no idea. I was assuming it was some kind of psychology course, but I was just like multiple moments.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, what is he teaching again? Like, what is this class?
What the fuck is his class about? Yeah. Like, he was talking about animal mating. Like, at the beginning, he was talking about animal mating tactics. And then he's talking about love and jealousy and saying things like jealousy is the lowest and most childish emotion a human can have. And I was like, what is this class? Like, actually,
what is this class?
What?
And then he basically, what is this? And then he has this moment of like, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, where he's like, women are more likely to be like this and men are more likely to be like that. And like the students are like, well, like they question him on it. And I was like, this is so gross. Like, I mean, I was like, this is class. I would hate his class. I know if I was in his class, I was like, I'm dropping this class next week, because it was like some parts of it, I'm like, that's so old school. Like, it was, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it felt like men are from, Mars and women are from Venus, kind of like outdated, ideas and psychology about men and women. I was like, come on, don't, it's like Min-joon, like, come on. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. It was annoying. It was annoying for sure. Oh my God. I'm trying to think what else we can talk about, because I feel like we don't have to get into every single episode, but
well, you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about one of the funniest
for it.
moments for me. And I think I wrote it down, like the funniest scenes of all time. I think it was episode 4. When they're on the boat with the wedding reception. And it's to me, it's what I remembered it like it was yesterday when I was watching it for the first time. It's the moment with Sung-yi and the fellow actress, like her rival, and they're like trying to take pictures at the, the wedding reception. They're like trying to get in front of each other. I loved their interactions, like even though it was like really tense and heated and they hated each other, like they were so comical. Those two together were so comical, and I hate that she like dies off in the fourth episode, but I really, really think that was one of my standout funny moments, is like them fighting for, you know, camera time while the bride is like sitting there like, guys, it's my wedding, like get out of the way.
She's like, are you guys done? Yeah. I had a moment in episode, I think 11, where Sung-yi says the famous TikTok audio sound. She's like, excuse me,
Yes.
뭐라고?
Oh my goodness.
I was like, oh my God, she did it. Yeah.
That's what I said about this drama not feeling too far away, like at any point, because we still see the memes to this day, and I just like, that's something you gotta say you love about this drama. Like there's so many fun things that we still talk about to this day. So, you know, respect. I gotta give respect where respect is due.
One of the funny moments that I liked was in episode 13, where he rejects her. He rejects her multiple times throughout the show, but when they come back from this beach, and this is after she knows his identity, he comes back and he's leading a class again, and he's talking about the 5 stages of grief. And he's like, the first stage is denial, and the second stage is, and they keep cutting to her in her apartment, experiencing each thing hilariously and like just off the wall antics from her. Love that. I thought that was hysterical. Another in episode
funny
14,
moment, I think
I had a question like,
I was just gonna say, in episode the episode where she gives like her love confession was also pretty hilarious. Like she was like turning, you know, like she wouldn't look at him, and she's like, you know, confessing her love. I don't know. I just liked whenever she was expressing her love for him, because she just made it so silly that, again, I think that may have tied into my reasons why I think their kind of romance wasn't as like grand and sweeping as I think they wanted it to be. It just kind of turned funny after a while.
It did turn funny. Something else that's funny is that he can't use his powers to kill anybody, or else that he'll die. I don't know about that.
And that's the thing. I think they were just, like you said, tacking on so many things on this alien character. It was like, he's an alien from, like, we get it, like, but he doesn't have to have every possible power, or like he has to have everything. All these things attributed to him being an alien. Oh, if he uses his powers for bad or to kill, he's gonna die. Like, where did that come from? That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it felt shoehorned in there, and like just to give him some sort of weakness, they were like, we can't put kryptonite in here, so let's just make it so that he can't kill anybody. So something that I had said in the non-spoiler section was, there was one scene that I remembered vividly, and it was, I think, in episode 15. And it's where she gets left behind after a day shoot turns into a night shoot, and he waits for her, and she gets mad at him, you know, for, you know, him saying that he never had any feelings for her, never envisioned a future with her, only saw the girl from 400 years ago in her. All this stuff like comes bubbling to the surface. And just as she storms off, he lights up the whole outdoor set and levitates her back to him. And then he kisses her, which is this whole thing because he passes out every time he kisses her. And he did it on purpose this time. And I was like, I remember this scene vividly. I was waiting for this scene to crop up. I didn't know it was all the way in episode 15. But yeah, did you remember that scene? Did you have any thoughts about that like iconic scene?
Not at all. I did not remember this at all. Like, I think when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember in the moment of watching it, but like I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't looking forward to it. Like everything about the romance that is this, I think I kind of just like forgot about, like all of the kiss scenes. Like there's even like the big famous kind of frozen kiss scene that, you know, I forgot about that as well. But that's also in an epilogue. So I was like, well, maybe I never watched it back in the day because of the epilogue scene. But I did
Freaking
not remember
epilogues.
the levitating. But did you like that for a kiss scene? Like, was that a kiss scene that you were like, that's a good one?
That's a good question. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
good for its time, because had this come out today and this kiss scene happened, I would have been like, oh my God, this is so hammy. You know?
Yes.
But, you know, for what it
Very much
is and for the nostalgia aspect, I think it's a good kiss scene. And I mean, all the kiss scenes, I guess, are a little bit forgettable in the long run, because the drama isn't necessarily built around skinship and that sort of intimacy, because he's like he just can't do it. So I guess that's not what I remember the drama for. But that scene, like where he levitates her and like he lit up the whole set and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, like I remember this scene.
I did like it. I mean, I like it thinking back on it, watching it again for like you said, like the big, you know, camp of it, the big show of it, you know, the lighting up, the everything. And but honestly, I was paying a lot of attention to the strings carrying her to him at that point. So that was my bad. I was like, I guess I was traumatized from the previous episodes of like the, you know, the strings and you know, so I think I was a little bit more distracted this time watching it. But I mean, as a kissing, yeah, I think their kisses were actually really nice in general, just like, I guess, just in general. But this one, yeah, it does stand out for like the show of it all. We know back then, the more you can make a show out of a kiss, the better. But yeah, this time around, the strings distracted me.
Yeah, because there's definitely strings attached to her, and they might be visible in the scene. So, episode 17, we get that cameo that you mentioned in the non-spoiler section with Susie. This is a reference to her character in Dream High. So that was kind of nice, because it's not that far removed from his Dream High role.
No.
And she even says like he looks like her ex-boyfriend's, which is him. Like he is the ex-boyfriend in Dream High. So,
he is him.
Yeah, him. Yeah. Same guy. Yes. Yeah. I like that a lot. I'm going to skip to the end game episodes, where they're kind of, for many episodes in the end, they're sort of just saying goodbye and preparing themselves to be separated. He's like, I'm going to stay. And she's like, you can't stay. You'll die. I want you to exist somewhere. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like dying if you die too. And, you know, all of this really big melodrama. I like this in episode 19. She gets poisoned by Jae-kyung, the murderer, and he teleports her out of the restaurant and into the hospital ER in full view of civilians and CCTV, and they both become like #1 search trending terms, because everyone's like, is it an alien? Is it a superhero? Like, what is this man who can teleport? And I love this because I feel like it's very meaningful. For 400 years, he's been hiding his identity and very hesitant to show anyone what he can do, his abilities, his identity and stuff. And he, without a second thought, he throws it all away and is like, her life is more important than keeping my secret. You know?
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, it was pretty nice. Not nice that she got hurt and he was trying to save her life and stuff, but you know.
Yeah. You know what? I have to totally agree with you. Like when I said this earlier about something that I wanted to take away from this drama that was new from my first watch. And it was that kind of meditation on life and death and all of that. And I think this was that moment for me, like one of those kind of big moments where I kind of really connected that this is kind of what the story was, not highlighting, but trying to showcase. And it was, like you said, this was a very big moment for him to reveal to himself reveal to the world that he is who he is, this alien who's been on this earth for 400 years and can do all these things. That was a huge moment for him. But I also was like, it's tied to this idea of like, it was life or death. She literally was going to die. And then also he was at this point in their relationship and the journey, he is getting ready to either die on earth or go back to his planet. So it's again about this idea of like, it's too, life is too short at this point, or like, it's too late now to try to like remain the same. If you're going to do something, do it strong, do it bold, do it big, just let it all out. And he did that in that moment. And I kind of just really appreciated it. And I think that was nice for his character, which we kind of picked on a lot. We've been picking on his character a lot, but I think it was really nice for his character for sure, for him to have this kind of breakdown moment of like, it's not about, not involving myself in humans' lives anymore. I am already involved by being in love with this woman. I'm going to just be this alien that I am, and I don't care who's watching. So I agree with you. I did think that was a good scene, very good scene.
Yeah, he finally proposes to her, and he says, I can't tell you everything you want to hear, but I want to be together with you in the future that you described, because she was talking about how many kids do we want to have. And he's like,
that broke my heart.
Kids.
I'm not gonna lie, I love moments like that where people are like detailing their future together. So I actually really enjoyed that. I thought that was super sweet. I loved their moments of like pretending. And even they gave us flashbacks. I mean, like flash forwards of like what it could potentially look like. So I actually really liked that.
Yeah, it was really nice. And of course, time is running out. And she says, I think it was like their last week together. She's like, we're getting married today. And he, up to this point, has never said, I love you to her. And she's been trying to like get him to say, like trying to get him to say, I love you. And he won't say it. And he finally reveals that he has said, I love you to her many times, but just in these suspended moments while he stopped time. Because he was afraid that the words would get lost in time. And I was like, that's a lot.
That's a lot. But I'm a little sucker for it. I'm not going to lie. I really liked that little moment. I did. I thought it was super cute. And it was, again, theme of like meditation on life. And because like, it's true. Like you do, like time is this big, concept that no one can wrap their heads around. And I like him, like you said, he is known for his ability to jump time through time continuums. So him having this moment was to play with time a little bit and connecting that back to her. I did like that. It made him jumping through time a little less weird. I forgave him for that.
Yeah. Also, now that we're at the end of the show, what did you think of the ending and how he was like, yeah, so I went, I fell in a wormhole, and now I'm just desperate. Every chance I get, I'm trying to get back to Earth. And these glimpses of me that these people had, like he revealed himself in front of the lawyer, in front of Jae-kyung in prison, and in front of her on their 100-day anniversary. And they thought, oh, it's all in my head. I'm just seeing an apparition of him because I miss him so much. No, he was actually there appearing before them for real, because he was trying to like teleport his way back onto Earth. And they just have this weird relationship where he'll just disappear for months and years at a time. And like, that's all they get. Like, I don't know.
I didn't remember this. I totally didn't remember this. I just remember the moment of him coming back and kissing her. And I thought that was like the end. It's like, oh yeah. So he was able to return back. So as I was rewatching, I think the ending that I had in mind was that moment at her movie premiere where he, jumps, appears again, gives her the big kiss in front of everybody. I thought that was the ending. I remembered it as like, oh, da-da, he made it back. And then I was like, wait a second, he didn't make it back full time. I mean, he's a part-timer. Like, he literally comes and goes as he, and I was like, the wormhole. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like the wormhole at all. I would have preferred
like,
it
what?
I would have just preferred him to have been able to return to his planet and fully, and then he found a way to come back full time. Like, just why couldn't they just let time pass and then it's like he finally made it and here he is?
Yeah.
But like, no, that was weird. I didn't like the wormhole at all.
Yeah, the wormhole was like, ooh, that's bad. But
That's bad.
I think you're right. I would have preferred like, oh, I hopped on another asteroid that circles Earth all the time. And I set up shop on the moon. So I am here permanently, like my P.O. box is here in Korea. I did not. I thought the wormhole was like, ooh, that's the 2013 version of Crash Landing on You, which is they just meet whenever they can.
Yeah. I don't like. Yeah. And again, which if you go through these same, these dramas written by the same writer, you're like, you're going to find all of these little kind of familiar nuggets of like, this is the same thing. But okay.
It's the same. Yeah.
It's the same.
But okay.
But okay. I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it again for the third time. I'll let you have it. But yeah. I drag her. I'm sorry. I like her though. I like Crash Landing. Okay, but this one was bad. I was like wormhole. Him not there full time. He's gone 1 minute. He's there the next. Like yeah, that was random and weird.
Yeah, I was like, what in the Interstellar? I guess.
Because it was like you're giving. You could have done better. That's what it was giving. They could have done better with that.
Yeah. Yes. Sure. Exactly. Sure. Exactly. So I have come to the end of my notes. I mean, I have more notes, but like we are definitely out of time, and
I know.
We have thoroughly talked about this drama for sure. Is there anything that you would like to say before we get out of here about I was gonna say Crash Landing on You, about My Love from the Start.
I think I said a lot. Like I said, I have tons of notes like sprinkled throughout each episode, but I will reveal that after episode 17, I stopped taking notes. I was like, I got it. I think I got it from here. And I will say, I think I justified my 3 soju bottles out of 5 with kind of just my discussion on it here. But yeah, I hope people don't try to fight for my life after this episode goes up about My Love from Another Star.
I think this was a pretty mild episode. I don't think people will come after you for that.
Okay, good.
No, okay, people. I mean, if living through the Alchemy of Souls era, I'm like, this is pretty mild. I don't think people will come for me for My Love from the Start.
Don't even go there. Not Alchemy. Let's not talk about Alchemy, because you saw I didn't talk about Alchemy. That's what I did. I said, you know what?
I know. You said
keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. You hopped and skipped over that wormhole, so to speak, of a yeah.
I disappeared to a wormhole after Alchemy. I was like, don't ask me about it. I ain't got nothing to say. No comment. No comment. Alchemy. No comment.
Oh my God. Well, Lola, thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a blast with you. We have to do this again. Absolutely.
I know.
And I had such a blast. I hope that all of our listeners also had a blast. Where can we find you online, just in case they want more Lola in their lives?
Of course. So you can find me on Instagram. I am Lola Pops Off About K-Dramas there. Also can find me on my blog, which is lolapopsoffaboutKdramas.com. And of course, if you like listening to podcasts, which I know you do, you can check me out where most podcasts are found at Lola Pops Off About K-Dramas.
Yes, all of her links will be in the show notes, and I'll be tagging her on almost all the posts for this episode. But please show Lola some love. She is such a fun creator, such a great K-drama friend, and I hope that you get. If you like my views, you will definitely love Lola's takes because Lola and I are basically the same person. Truly, this was eye-opening.
We have decided that we are the same. We are the same. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be here. I mean, it's an honor, and I am just like amazed by what you do over here. And I am so happy that this is the chance we got to do this, because I'm hopeful that we'll have more times to kind of giggle and laugh like we did today, because I had so much fun. So much fun.
Absolutely. I had a blast. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. I'm so appreciative of you. And that's pretty much it. That's our show. I'm Jessica, and this has been the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast.